There is an incoming fight in President William Ruto's cabinet. And why do I say this? CSJB Muturi is daring President William Ruto's political allies to bring it on. CS nominee William Kabogo is saying that CSJB Muturi was irresponsible when he was condemning abductions in the same government that is serving. I want us to begin with CSJB Muturi daring President William Ruto's political associate. Let us listen to him speaking before we proceed.
Well, they say that they have actually recorded statements from the other witnesses who are with my son, among them the Honorable Mark Mwenje and another young man, Mark Mwenje's driver. They say they have recorded a statement. They have also recorded a statement from a gentleman who was with my son in his car called Marango Imanyara. They say they have recorded their statement, so they are now busy processing according to them.
Following your statement, some leaders have now come forward and they're saying they're calling for your resignation or even orchestrating an impeachment motion against you in Parliament. First, how do you respond to this, and is this the beginning of you breaking ranks with the government?
I would just say bring it on. At my age, I'm not the kind of person to respond to some of it is really very perfunctory statement made by fairly inexperienced politicians. I think they're not worthy my response. So if anybody thinks that I don't know what I'm doing, then they are up for a rude shock.
Quote William Kabogo telling of CSJB Muturi that was irresponsible, and he said this during his vetting. Let us listen to him speaking before we proceed.
About collective responsibility. That is the issue, the whole world, where collective responsibility is supposed to be. Excuse me, Mr. Speaker. And you talked about a recent situation where a minister of government came out and broadcasted dissent or his dissatisfaction on the issue of abductions. And I simply, from where I sit, and you said I'm a politician, I'm more a leader than a politician, because the politician thinks about the next election and the leader thinks about the next generation. So I belong to that other side. But from where I sit, that was very irresponsible of the Honorable J.B. Muturi, if I may say so, Speaker, without saying more. If I was or I were on his position or in his position, I would have taken my dissent to the appointing authority. And if I was afraid of facing the appointing authority, I would go to cabinet and air it there. And if I'm not satisfied, tender my resignation. I resign because I don't believe in what the government is doing in terms of abductions. But politicians, that's what they do. I hope I have answered you.
Now, this is a clear indicator that an incoming fight is inevitable in President William Ruto's cabinet and also the Kenya Kwanza coalition. Remember, CSJB Muturi abandoned Uhuru Kenyatta's political party to join President William Ruto's coalition. Let me tell you something. Incoming CS, I can call him incoming because obviously the parliament will approve those nominees. Now, CS nominee William Kabogo is saying that he should resign from his position if the person that the appointing authority will not listen to his issues. But what CSJB Muturi was raising was a serious issue. Abductions. Abducting Kenyans is not something that can be tolerated in any government, especially in President William Ruto's government, because he was at the front line of fighting during President Uhuru Kenyatta's tenure that abductions will be something of the past if he becomes president, and now he is the president of the Republic of Kenya. So you cannot convince me that once William Kabogo is sworn in, that there's going to be peace in President William Ruto's cabinet, because CSJB Muturi is going to see him as someone who is opposing the cause, something that is totally okay with other things. And let me tell you something, I see a possibility of CSJB Muturi resigning as soon as possible. How about CSJB Muturi? CSJB Muturi, according to his statement, and I want us to understand what he said in that particular video, and also to bring out what was reported on mainstream media, one of the most reputable media stations in the country, and I tried to compare North, Citizen TV, NTV, and this is what I came out with. These are the allegations. Number one is alleging that he sent President William Ruto a WhatsApp message, and President William Ruto's WhatsApp was not he was not able to see the message. That is what President William Ruto told him. An allegation is alleging, and the head of state told him that his phone had an issue, and when he got an opportunity to talk to the head of state, according to him, is alleging that the head of state called the NIS director Nuruddin Haji, and his son was released. And remember, he had called Deputy President Professor Kithure Kindiki then, because he was in charge of the State Department of Interior and the National Administration. So tell me, if there is no fight that is going to erupt in President William Ruto's cabinet, because he's accused, CSJB Muturi is accusing the current Deputy President, Professor Kithure Kindiki, who is chairing some committees, some cabinet committees. Then now the CS nominee, who is going to be approved very soon, is also going to be part of that administration. So tell me, there's nothing that CSJB Muturi can do. The only thing he can do is to resign and leave this government alone, because they are going to come for him either through impeachment or telling him to resign. Anyway, guys, that is just my opinion. In case you have any counter opinion, feel free to share in the comment section, and I will be reading your feedback. I promised at the end of my videos to carry out civic education. This is what you need to do. You need to register as a voter as soon as possible so as to get better leaders. Number two, you need to demonetize politics as soon as possible. Then lastly, you need to vote for a policy, someone who has got a vision, so that we can change the environment we live in. That is an environment in your ward, constituency, county, and the country. Bye for now. I will see you in the next video.